Hey everyone, welcome back to the Adventure Channel. I have a quick update and wanted to acknowledge a comment that was recently made on one of my last videos regarding the large settlement that was awarded to SHE Beverage investors. It's still pending right now. You guys will get some additional information in regards to that. But additionally, I wanted to give you a quick follow-up in regards to some other information I ran across. And I'm not sure if I really covered this, but it is the first time that I've been aware of a new acquisition. So someone commented, someone named Relentless2188 viewed one of my previous videos, and it says, I love all of this. Did you guys follow her also fraudulent women's football league? She's making reference to Lupe Rose, the WFLA, the league that never happened. They committed fraud there too. It was literally the Fire Festival of women's football. I'm not even joking that Ja Rule was involved, which I did cover that in a previous video as well. It's my gut feeling that Lupe started the WFLA after getting in trouble with SHE Beverage as a way to drive funds to pay off their SHE Beverage debts. A Ponzi scheme-ish idea. Someone should also look into this. I have history if anyone needs it. And then we invited the individual to, send any emails. We're just curious to kind of see what's going on. And as you guys know, Joseph Collins, who was or is the new CEO or supposedly bought SHE Beverage for the most part, acquired, to the best of my knowledge, recently required. In fact, this was posted 39 weeks ago. There was a video. I didn't happen to catch it because if I did, I would have seen it and made some comments about it or whatever the case might have been. And this was on Instagram. It says, WFLA football just when you thought it was over. Join Joseph Collins, the new CEO of WFLA Women's Professional Football, as he discusses his immediate plans to further develop and launch the WFLA. What made him purchase SHE Beverage and the WFLA for $54 million in the progress to advance TV visibility. So this is the first and only acknowledgement that I have that he bought SHE Beverage and the Women's Football League. I wasn't sure if those were two separate entities at the time or if they were included. And also want to say this, that we have no information that there were ever any assets purchased. I mean, the only thing that we have is this written article or this written post from Instagram. We also have the emails that were sent over from SHE Beverage, that anything that was acquired by SHE Beverage by Joseph Collins. And legally, there are no documentations that say he purchased SHE Beverage for $54 million. There's no documentation that shows or proves that he even purchased it. It could have just been a handshake or verbal agreement or just to get it out of their name. And then, of course, as you guys know, a few weeks ago, Lupe Rose sent over that bogus email saying that they're trying to go after Joseph Collins now for fraud and some other things or some bad business dealings, whatever the case might be in regards to that. But again, Joseph Collins, URBT Punch TV, at no point in time ever purchased SHE Beverage shares. They also acknowledged that is in a previous video that I did. And so simply they were asking investors to invest in their company, and then of course to get rich off of that to kind of make up for the fact that they lost their SHE Beverage funds. But no assets were ever transferred from SHE Beverage to Joseph Collins and URBT. It's a big mess. I know it's kind of difficult to explain, but honestly, I wonder how does that factor in with the Women's Football League, because this was made back in April or May of last year, actually April of last year, that he also purchased the Women's Football League. Now, that could be true. There would be no shares, to the best of my knowledge, that I know that would need to be transferred over, because that was an actual company or a proprietorship or business venture, which wouldn't need shares. You would just pretty much acquire something. So that's really going to change the landscape of that whole SHE Beverage thing, because now you also have Women's Football League who were investors in the women's football players. Are they able to recoup some type of funds, claim some damages, or whatever the case might be, because they were also defrauded as well. And so I looked into this last night to see if there will be any additional truth in it, and there possibly could be. because again, this is the first acknowledgement that I've seen anywhere in writing stating that he purchased the women's football league. And so it says here that Lupe Rose was the previous owner of the women's football league. So here is an open acknowledgement, just validating everything post the SHE Beverage era when they supposedly sold everything to Joseph Collins. But we have no legal documentation. I don't think something like that would need, well, obviously it would need some type of legal documentation because there's trademarks involved. I haven't seen anything of the sort, listed under that, but that's up to the federal authorities to decide, because potentially they could probably be investigating this as well, because it's all interlinked. And if that's the case, if SHE Beverage was, in fact, which is something I believed about a year or two ago, was that SHE Beverage was connected to the Women's Football League, and he purchased SHE Beverage in the Women's Football League, well, then that means they're all victims, and that is all tied together, and that is not a separate entity, and that is probably something else they could go after in terms of funds where people invested. This would actually lead to more credibility that Ja Rule and some of these other sports investors were further involved in this type of Ponzi scheme, because it all relates to fraud. And if any of that money was used to try to pay back SHE Beverage or hold up the company in any way, then yeah, they would be guilty, and it would be based upon my personal looking into this, then they would all be tied in together in some kind of shape, way, form, or fashion, because there's no way to separate SHE Beverage and the Women's Football League if you're making an open acknowledgement saying that you bought both entities, and now she's trying to get it back, but yet now you're publicly admitting that SHE Beverage and the Women's Football League were tied in together for our own personal network or some type of TV deal. So we have that open acknowledgement here. I mean, honestly, knowing everything that they were being sued at this time, it probably would have been best not to post anything like this. But now you've implicated everybody who would have been involved in the Women's Football League in terms of investors or whatever the case might have been going on. So that's up to the federal authorities to decide. I just wanted to make this information, put this video out there, letting you guys know the full depths of this, in terms of this isn't over. There could be some additional financial relief. Maybe there could be some additional looking into. I don't know how much money was spent into the Women's Football League, but I'm sure that won't be too hard to figure out. And this would then give further credibility. I'm not sure who these other people here are. Who CEO Stancy Derberry is. I'm not sure who she is. And also Tamika, but I know a lot of celebrities were kind of tied into this as well, especially Ja Rule. But this is something that they could fully look into, and who knows, maybe they could also be held liable for promoting some type of Ponzi scheme, as what one of the previous viewers saw here on the channel, what the Relentless Lady said in regards to this potentially being a Ponzi scheme. But I haven't seen a lot of documentation on the Women's Football League side of things, but we could find out. We'll see exactly how far this really goes, because obviously this is not just going to be the URBT investors, but also the SHE Beverage customers who were defrauded. And then we'll see, we can find out how many Women's Football League members were fraudulently misled, what they were told, and then who was involved in all of this to bring this to fruition. But anyway, let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. Again, this is just to kind of create some awareness. I'm not a legal expert, on this side of things, but just looking to see how all of this is tied in together. I don't see how they wouldn't be tied in for investigation. So you guys all have a great day. We'll catch you later. Bye-bye.